Most people think they're stuck because they lack motivation. They think they need another morning routine, another planner, another manifestation technique, another motivational video. But what if I told you today, my friend, none of those are actually your problem? Your problem is something almost nobody talks about, and it's called an identity loop. And until you break it, you will continue recreating the same life over and over again. The same relationships, the same financial struggles, the same anxiety, the same habits, the same version of yourself. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what an identity loop is, how it's controlling your life, and the first step to finally break free, my friend. Because once you see it, you will never unsee it. And that's the beauty, awareness. So, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my mission is very simple, my friend. I help people identify the invisible patterns that keep them emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, and physically stuck so they can become the person they're meant to be. Not through pretending, not through toxic positivity, but through change and identity. Because your life always rises or falls to the level of the identity you repeatedly reinforce every single day. So you might be sitting and wondering, what is an identity loop? Let's make this simple, my friend. An identity loop is a cycle where your identity creates your thoughts. Your thoughts create your emotions. Your emotions influence your decisions. Your decisions create your actions. Your actions produce your results. And those results reinforce your identity every single day, my friend. Then the loop starts all over again. Imagine someone who secretly believes, I'm not enough. That belief isn't just sitting quietly in the background, it affects everything. When an opportunity appears, they hesitate. When someone compliments them, they reject it. When success starts happening for them, they may sabotage it, my friend. And when they fail, they might say, I knew I wasn't enough. Now the identity feels true, not because it was true, but because they created evidence for it. That's an identity loop. So here's the dangerous part about it, my friend. Most people are trying to change the actions without changing the identity. They're trying to discipline an identity that doesn't believe it deserves success. That's exhausting. It's like trying to drive with the parking brake on, and eventually you will get burnt out. And I don't want that for you, my friend. So that's why we're making this video today. Why motivation doesn't last. Have you ever noticed how motivated you feel after watching a video or reading a book or attending an event? You tell yourself, this time is different. Then, maybe 3 days later, a week later, you're right back where you started. And you might think, why is that? Because motivation can inspire action, but identity determines consistency, my friend. Your subconscious will always wants to stay consistent with who it believes is true, not who you wish you were, who you repeatedly identify as. That's why someone might say while smoking, I'm trying to quit, usually struggles longer than someone who says, I don't smoke anymore. One statement describes behavior, the other describes identity. Identity always wins. All right? So, here go 4 identity loops, my friend. I found almost every struggle falls into one of these loops. And the first one is the worthiness loop. I'm not enough. I'm too much. I'm behind. I'll never measure up. The second one is called the safety loop, my friend. If I shine, people will judge me. If I succeed, I'll lose people. If I fail, I'll prove everyone right. And here's number three, the familiarity loop. Even if your current life hurts, it's familiar. Your brain often chooses familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom. That's why people return to toxic relationships, old habits, old self sabotage. Here's identity loop number four, my friend, the survival loop. Always reacting, always overwhelmed, always busy, never creating, never resting, never believing life can actually become peaceful for them. So ask yourself, which one sounds most like you? Because awareness is where transformation begins, my friend. It's a beautiful thing. It helped change our life. Why your brain keeps repeating it. Here's something powerful. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect the identity it already knows. It says, this is familiar. I know how to survive here. Even if familiar means anxiety, even if familiar means struggle, even if familiar means loneliness, the brain values certainty over possibility. That's why becoming someone new feels uncomfortable, because growth feels unfamiliar. Not wrong, just unfamiliar, my friend. And you always have to start somewhere, all right? So here's how to interrupt the loop, my friend. Your first exercise, I call it the identity audit. So you're going to get you a notebook, an ink pen, pencil, marker. Write this sentence. I keep creating. Then finish it. Maybe it's I keep creating debt. I keep creating unhealthy relationships. I keep quitting. I keep procrastinating. Now ask yourself, what identity would naturally create this result? And be honest, not judgmental, but curious, all right? Maybe it's I'm invisible, I'm incapable, I'm broken, I'm unlucky, I'm always overlooked. Then ask, where did I learn this? Who taught me this? When did I decide this? Because identities are learned, my friend, which means they can be unlearned. That's the beauty of it. All right? It's not stuck in stone. So here's your new assignment. Over the next 24 hours, don't try to change your life. Just observe it. Sit back. Don't judge. Every negative thought, every excuse, every fear, every hesitation. Ask one question, my friend. What identity is speaking right now? Not what am I thinking, but who is thinking? That question changes everything. All right? And I want you to take this seriously. And remember, you are not your patterns. You are not your past. You are not your worst decision, my friend. You are not your trauma. You are the awareness that can choose differently. And once you begin choosing differently, my friend, your identity begins changing. And when your identity changes, your life eventually follows. Not overnight, but eventually, inevitably. All right? So, if this video helped you see yourself differently today, Comment below. I'm breaking the loop. I want to know which identity loop showed up for you today. And if you're ready to build a new identity instead of repeating the old one, subscribe, my friend, because over the next 30 days, we're going to dive deeper and I'm going to teach you exactly how to identify and interrupt and replace the identity loops that's keeping you stuck. You don't have to become someone else. You simply have to stop reinforcing the version of yourself that no longer serves you anymore. And remember, every thought, every word, and every decision and every action is either reinforcing your current identity or building the one you're becoming. So break the loop and become the person your future is waiting for. You deserve it. Bye.